Okay, there we go. All right. Just wanted everybody to get introduced to Susie Bermudez. She was a rock star agent before eXp, or up and coming, somewhat new into the business, even though you've been into other forms of real estate before. That gave you a pretty good head start. But anyways, I just wanted to ask, like, kind of what got you into eXp, or how did you come to join eXp?
Well, actually, I worked for Coldwell Banker, and I was recruited into Coldwell Banker by the owners. And then I happened to say to the designated broker that I wanted to sit next to whoever was the top performers in that building, just so I could learn as quickly as I could from the top performers. And I actually got placed next to you. So,
Wow.
so that was, yeah. So actually, and a couple other ones. And I just noticed that you had a lot of listings in a short period of time. And, you know, like anything, if you want something, if you want to know, go to the people that are performing and ask the questions. And that's what I did. So, and then you told me about eXp, and, I invited you into my home and asked for you to tell me a little bit more about it. And the excitement after just that one evening was pretty cool. Not to mention I was kind of blown away with the eXp world. So, but yeah, and I made the leap.
Yeah, it was interesting because I remember that. And, you know, you and your husband had a lot of concerns, of course. He did, you did. But I think you saw all the different opportunities and what was going on, and some of the other people that were actually joining at the same time. But it was pretty new, and you went ahead and made a leap, and so far it's turned out pretty good.
Yeah, it's actually been, so I've done wholesale real estate, I've done transaction coordinating, behind the scenes work. So when in Arizona originally, and then I moved to Oregon 5-6 years ago now. And so I was going up there for the sole purpose of just to retire, kind of let my husband be in the auto industry. And lo and behold, a friend of mine worked at Coldwell Banker and asked me to come on in just to help because she knew I had real estate experience. So that's kind of what it all started. But knowing a little bit of what this industry is and what it's about, when I heard the opportunity, obviously you don't know what you don't know when you step into brokerages. So being behind the scenes and being on the wholesale side, I didn't know all the extended fees and splits and things like that. So, and honestly, I was a new agent. This wasn't an income. I was doing it for something fun to do.
Yeah.
And when you actually brought in eXp, I thought I was getting good splits and good deals. And I found out very quickly in one conversation, that's not the case. And when I have an accounting background, and when you put your numbers to it, I mean, it just makes sense, financial sense. So I guess I came into the culture of, oh, it's a family-owned brokerage, everybody's family. You know, they always say it's family, I can't leave, they treat me like family. And I realized real quickly, it's just a family membership. Like anything else, it's a membership. So the membership, once you stop paying your membership dues, AKA franchise fees and other things, you're no longer part of the family. So, and you realize real quickly just what family really means. So it's nice when I'm paying for their vehicles and probably, you know, Beamers and everything else for the owners. And once that payment stops, you're really not so much a friend. So, but the bottom line for me and my decision, obviously financial. I love new and upcoming businesses, and I saw a lot of potential in here. And not to mention, it was new and it's on the forefront of technology, and that's pretty cool. So so all those encompassed it, and especially it took you just to kind of, again, I had another half, which is my husband, so it took a lot of questions on him to go, who's eXp? Never heard of them. What do you mean a virtual world? I mean, it was just, it
very
wasn't
different, very new, and nobody has a clue of really what it is until they really get into it. And like you'd mentioned, we went over the numbers, and the numbers were very different from where you were to now, especially, I mean, even in that first year after, but like this year, I guess, that's ending, And we'll talk
Mhm.
about that, how you kind of came from where you were to now. I think
Mhm.
anybody would love to be doing what you're doing now. And
Right.
that was something I think you realized too, is just the collaboration of this company. It's incredible. You know,
It's an
you really have, and I know you have good friends down in Phoenix, you know, or in Arizona before you even moved back down there that you met
Mhm.
through EXP. There's just everybody's willing to help each other at this company.
Right. And
Absolutely.
it's, and you know what, the good thing is that when you're in I was with Coldwell Banker at the point, and the top agents aren't willing to share their tricks and trades for newer agents like myself, you know, because nobody wants to share the ways they're capturing business, and they don't
Yeah.
want you to steal their clients and things like that. So, um, and that was just a whole nother concept when I sat down with you, and I was like, wait a second, the guy who has the most listings in our is going to sit down and tell me how he does it and not hold back. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, this is a golden nugget. Like, why are you doing that? And that's a key element to EXP is the collaboration. You're learning from top people in this industry that you would never get anywhere else. It's just, it's incredible.
It is, and it's neat because I think obviously EXP, because I wasn't at EXP either at that point when we started working together, but I've always had that mindset of, you know, share what you know. Only the people who are really, really hungry and really smart and gonna do it are gonna take advantage of it anyway. But I've always been able to or willing to share anything. So that was real easy because that is exactly what EXP is all about, and
Hmm.
it fit everything that I was, you know, doing already. And, you know, the same
Right.
for me. I was looking to maybe possibly start my own company again. And then when Joe Yates actually talked to me about EXP, and it took me a whole 24 hours to jump on board, just because it was exactly what I was looking for. But so since then, I remember too talking to you and your husband about the stock at that point, because I was pretty, you know, like you said, we don't know what's going to happen ever, but I was pretty excited about what could the possibilities were with the stock. And didn't you guys even buy a little stock before you joined?
Yeah, so you were telling me about the stock, and I remember the key element and you said to me, you go, Susie, you need to invest in the stock right away. It's no different because you're already paying a 6% franchise fee. This is
Yeah.
5. Don't even think about it, just sign up for it. And I was like, okay, you know, so,
Yeah,
but
we don't
my
know what's going
husband,
to happen, but it's a tiny amount of money that you were already giving away to somebody else.
yeah, I was already giving it. So it's not like it was extra money for me. I was like,
Yeah.
actually, I'm saving 1%. So, okay, what am I going to lose? So my husband, after it started to go up, because back then I think it was in the $6 or something like
Yeah.
that, like high $6. So, and you fast forward to now, and even like a year later, my husband started looking into it, and I was like, you need to buy, like, take 5,000 and go buy some stock, like. And he's like, well, I don't know. And now he's kicking his butt because I think he did like 3 grand or 4 grand, and I'm like, you should have bought more. But currently right now my stock is a little over $140,000.
That's
So
incredible.
now obviously that's from me paying in my
Yeah.
5% of what I've done, but I mean, that's money I wouldn't have. I mean, this company's paying me to work for them. It is crazy. So unheard of. And there's not another brokerage firm out there that's doing this.
No, I mean the model. There's so many more things. That's one thing. That's one
Hmm.
benefit, and it's a good one.
Hmm.
But I know it's so. Talk to us a little bit about the numbers that you've done this year, being basically your second year in the EXP. Really,
Yeah. I mean, this year
your
has
second full
been
year.
my second full year. Yeah. So this year actually was my first full year in Arizona. So last year I had 50% back in Oregon. I'm still licensed in both, which is
Mhm.
fantastic. So being with EXP, I'm able to hold licenses in 2 different states, but only pay 1 fee. So which is fantastic. So there is no additional expenses except for, you know, paying the MLS down
Yeah.
there. So I do have 30%. I think it came out to 26% of my deals this year were still in Oregon. But I finished off the year. My goals were 10 million in sales. I know they were hefty. It was a hefty jump. So I was trying to do 10 million in sales, make icon, and do 30 deals. And I ended up closing out the year. I just lost one deal yet or on Monday that was supposed to close today. So, but otherwise I would have I hit 38 deals. 12, I'm looking at my numbers, so it's 12,791 in sales. I put $11,000 worth of stock of my own, so my portion of that, $11,000 I bought in stock. And then I did a gross commission of $275,677. So,
Wow. And that's
so
you.
for
It's all
me,
you.
that's me.
No
That's
team.
me. There's no team, no extras. Like, and I keep a board up because it's always about my numbers and I'm driven on my numbers. So watching it grow, I'm just like, wow. Also, I'm very competitive. So my husband being in the auto industry, it kind of helps because I'm like, this is the first time I've been able to out earn him on a monthly basis. It's kind of fun.
A little bit of a family competition going.
Yeah, friendly.
Well, and it's funny because when I first met you, I remember, honestly, I'm not intimidated of too many people. And I think you intimidated me at first. I was like, wow, she's going to do something good. And, you're aggressive and you make things happen when you say you're going to do it and you just get it done. And so I can't wait to see what happens next year. So tell me a little bit about what you were talking with me about next year. You plan on growing a little bit more.
Yeah, you know what, through the mentorship, which is great, collaboration. So I have not only an extended mentor team here, I'm part of mastermind groups. I have one there in Oregon with John Sellers, Joe Yates, yourself, Jake Rockwell. So there's a lot of mentors that have said, hey, Susie, at this level, you should really up your game and start building a team. I will be honest, I love real estate. I just love real estate. So a little part of me is a little intimidated in the respect of it almost turns into babysitting, which I did years ago in my other business. So, but I don't want it to take away from what I love, and that's actually selling real estate. So, but in order to grow, I am going to be bringing on 1 to 2 agents this year just to see how it goes. And the model that eXp gives you and supports agents like myself trying to grow, whether it's mega teams or small teams, is truly outstanding. So it should be really easy. All the tools and things that I'm able to give, aka what eXp gives me, is very beneficial to add and start building. So I'm kind of excited for that next journey. I'm a little nervous, but more excited, I guess.
Well, like you said, you have a lot of people in our bigger group that have been there, done that with teams and understand that really well. So you can kind of get some advice and collaboration there, obviously.
Yeah, and just to make sure that, I mean, I don't have to stumble if I don't need to. There's so many people in here that are been there, done that, making sure that I take the right path, and the guidance is just, and that part of it makes it a lot easier to handle.
What have you, how is, we talked about this in the past, like, how do you think, and I know right now we can't go to any live events, but what do you think about having gone to some of the bigger live events that eXp puts on?
Well, I've been to some of the live events in person with you, in fact. So I've been to Vegas, I've been to New Orleans, and the camaraderie and getting everybody together. Yeah, it's so much fun. It's exciting. It's adrenaline. But I will say that when you get into these breakout sessions, you're yourself, unless you have other people to kind of facilitate, and you take this one and you take this, there's so much going on, and you've got top producing people that are speaking just words of wisdom, and it's like I'm a sponge and I want to know it all, but I can only go to one class when I show up live. What they did by this year was so much better for me, because I can go, oh, that's already being recorded. Okay, so I'm going to this one and that one. I learned personally so much more on doggies, and I've got my doggy right here. So but I've definitely learned so much more on this shareholder, not the shareholders, because shareholders was like that too, but this one on the eXp Con than in the last couple of ones that I've been to.
Yeah, so I agree too, because even have been a part of one of the breakout classes, it's like you want to go to everything. There's so much good information, so many top people. I've never been to anything like it that has so many people with a like mindset. It's just like,
Yeah.
and everybody's just really just willing to help and
Hmm.
wants to. That's kind of like their mission being there. But yeah, it's great. But so overall, I mean, you've done amazing, I think, since you got started, and I knew you were going to, and it's just a matter of how far you want to take it. But now you're
Yeah.
kind of getting into the revenue share growth part of it, which is another whole aspect that you haven't really jumped into much yet. And other
You know
whole,
what? I haven't really jumped in, and honestly, that's a huge part of eXp, and a huge, I mean, who doesn't like residual income?
yeah,
But for me myself, it's talking to agents. It's not my
mm-hmm.
number one priority because I like real estate.
Yep,
But I kick myself in the butt almost every time I get on a phone call to you or John or people that I know, and even here that are making $10,000, $15,000 of residual income on a monthly basis, and I'm looking at myself going, why am I not doing this? Why am I? And I can't, honestly, I'm just making up excuses. I have
well,
nothing more than I'm making up excuses not to do it.
well, and like we've talked about, it's interesting because I love the fact that I mean the fact that you're having so much success, and it's about production. Your production has caused that stock to grow, all of that. So it's like you're far from a typical agent. I was about to say that, and that's not true. But anybody who wants to really go after it, can have so much success with this company. Like you said, you've never paid a penny to eXp. You've got over 100% of all your commissions, well
Hmm.
over that. But
Yeah.
now it's nice knowing that there's so much upside. You have a whole other revenue stream with the company you're at that you can go after as well. And
Yeah.
it just kind
It's
of comes, I think to me, the best, all you need to do is talk to people about your story. You're the perfect story of somebody who comes here, produces, thrives at eXp, and all you do is talk about what you've done and help other people have that success, and they'll join.
Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I need to tell my story because a lot of even current agents that I work with at eXp, they're like, wait, you have how much in stock? And I'm like, did you not like join the stock program? Like, how did you not do that? And they're
Yeah,
like, well, I need to do it now, and I was
yeah,
like, it just, it's knowing all the things, and not to mention we need to look at the health insurance program. Like, how about
absolutely.
that? Like, that's amazing. Like a brokerage that has health insurance, are you crazy? So when they say, hey, when was the last time you've ever been to a real estate retirement, let me tell you, mine's in 10 years. So welcome, you can come join, and I'm going to have one hell of a party because
Yeah,
I will be
exactly.
retiring.
Well, that's the thing. There's so many
So
other programs that we have affiliations with eXp. I mean, the, it's just it goes on and on and on. But anyway, Susie, I want to wrap it up, and thank you so much for being on and kind of letting us learn about your journey with eXp, and
mhm.
look forward to seeing what's going to happen next year for sure.
Yeah, it's a great company. So if anybody's thinking about it, feel free to give them my name and number. I would love to talk to them. It's about taking the leap and understanding. You don't know what you don't know. So come on in and enjoy all the benefits that eXp
Exactly.
has to offer. So thanks so
Okay.
much, Scott.
All right.